Chris Featherstone, Pancakes and Power Slam show. Corona has got this entire world just in a frenzy and a panic. Sports events closed, parks closed, libraries closed, schools closed, everything's closed, shut down, locked down, whatever you want to call it. The whole professional wrestling world has changed in a matter of days. WWE stalemating Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay wins. WWE forced to change their venue. It would no longer be at the Raymond James Stadium. WrestleMania 36 has been confined to the WWE Performance Center. 70, 80,000 people. As Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, no more. Only a very, very small number of officials. I even spoke to a WWE source today, and he said most likely there won't even be media there. So most of us, just about all of us, are going to be watching WWE WrestleMania at home. What does that do with ticket sales? What does that do with travel, lodging, all that stuff? It's just a whole bunch of chaos. There's one person, as we saw on WWE Raw, who looks the part, who looks like he's tired of all this going on. And that person is none other than the Phenom, The Undertaker. As we saw with the contract signing, Undertaker just looked like he was tired. As we see with these pictures here, he's got his singlet down, he's got his hat on, he's not even kayfabe anymore, he's breaking character, he's just there along for the ride to get the check, it seems like today. Obviously, The Undertaker is just not feeling it right now. A lot of pro wrestling fans and wrestlers feel the same way. Look, what's the use of me being in character if it's an empty arena? Hey, you can't blame him. But I thought it was so funny to see The Undertaker not even be in character, just stroll right on down, turn the table. He is reserving his character for when there are people in attendance. And tonight, live on WWE Raw, there's no one in attendance. So he's like, you know what? Screw it. You're just going to see Mark tonight. You're just going to see Mark Calloway tonight. I found it interesting. It sucks to see Taker break out of kayfabe like that, break out of character like that. But at the same time, you can't blame him. You can't blame him. So obviously The Undertaker is feeling it. Obviously The Undertaker is being a really good representation of many of the pro wrestling fans and media about this big moment of chaos that we're experiencing in this world. My prayers go out to the friends and family of those who are affected by the coronavirus. For those who unfortunately had experienced family members who were victims of it, whether contact or even fatality, my prayers go out to you for peace and blessings in this really, really tough time. When it comes to the pro wrestling world, all of us are in a frenzy. All of us are just in a moment of chaos. And I think The Undertaker did a really good job adequately and accurately explaining by him strolling out and getting out of kayfabe how we really feel. It's just a bunch of chaos. WrestleMania is in session, but it will not be with the fans. Obviously, Vince McMahon isn't happy about that at all. There's a lot of money on the table lost from both the WWE and the fans. A lot of people say this should reschedule. It's really not that easy to reschedule, especially with Tampa Bay. You've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got preseason coming along in the summertime. Tampa Bay and WWE both have to agree to a date. It's not that easy to just find a date, pencil it in, and say, we're going to change all of our marketing material to this. Plus, you got the quarter earnings. That would be a big hit for the shareholders and the quarter earnings meetings and all types of stuff. This is just a big moment of chaos. In my years of WWE and pro wrestling fandom, I have never seen something like this. My prayer is that we all recover from this and just we look back 2 months, 3 months, 6 months from now and say, wow, that was a whole lot of chaos. And hopefully we can get some redemption by good WWE programming. It'll be really tough to build the storylines going into an empty arena. As I reported A WWE source also said that he expects it to be a format change and not be the 5 to 7 hour show that we see with WrestleMania. He even said there's some mid-carders that may be snubbed from the event and the mid-card matches may be scrapped. So it's just a lot of things that's just unfortunately going to be much different than we expected. I'm a big Drew McIntyre fan, and his crowning moment after being in the WWE, being the chosen one, resorting to 3MB, leaving, busting his butt, coming back, rebranding himself. This would be his crowning moment. I was expecting the 70, 80,000 fireworks, pointing to the sign, holding the belt up. But unfortunately, he's going to have to point to the sign in an empty arena. What a shame. This is just really sad for both the fans and especially the wrestlers, people like Drew McIntyre, who's going to have his crowning moment in an empty arena. So we'll see. Hopefully they do something like Brock Lesnar, win by disqualification or something like that, and a consolation prize will be Drew McIntyre having his moment at SummerSlam, the next big pay-per-view. Everything should be kind of faded away and just kind of cleared up by then. So we'll see where it goes, but it really is a sad moment for both professional wrestling wrestlers and the fans. So we'll see how this all goes. This is just a moment of chaos, and the Undertaker was a really good representation of how everybody feels about this situation. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Crave Wrestling, Chris Featherstone, Pancakes and Power Slams. I'll do it for you.